Hi, it's Brian again. Just coming back to you with another video of some of my projects I got going on. What you have sitting here is not the project I'm about to show you. This is just my bag that I carry my 10-piece kit in, and it's just going to be the backdrop for my little tabletop here. As you can see, I am sitting in my work truck. I'm on my lunch break, and here's some shots of the outside. I don't know if you can tell, but it is snowing pretty well, which is a little unusual for here in Alabama. But I'm having fun with it. So, what I wanted to show you all today, first off, is this. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I made a knife for my little brother for Christmas. I had the first knife that I made, and then I made another one that I was going to make that had a deer antler handle. Well, that one didn't work out. The blade handle part actually snapped when I was trying to drill the holes for the handle pins. So I ended up giving my brother the first one I made, and I went back to using my old neck knife, which was this one right here. This is just the old hickory 4-inch paring knife. I'm sure y'all have probably seen these all over the place. They're really cheap. I've had this one for years. My mom bought it. She put it in the dishwasher. It rusted. She decided to throw it away. I, being the foresighted 8-year-old that I was, said, "Hey, Mom, can I keep that?" She said, "Yes." So I've had it ever since. The only thing I've done with it, other than sharpen it up and clean it up, was I wrapped the handle with just a piece of leather lacing and glued it on the end because the handle was too small. And even with this on it, my fingers are still coming back into my hand a little bit. So it's not perfect size, but it's good for, general small utility chores without being too bulky for wearing around my neck and under my shirt. So that's the knife, and this is the sheath that I just finished for it. I had been carrying it in a sheath just made out of blue plastic, and I just didn't like the way it looked. It is actually the base for this sheath. If you look inside, peel this back, you can see that blue plastic is from a laundry detergent bottle that I used, and I heat formed that to the knife so that the knife actually fits in there very snugly. I actually made the sheath before I wrapped the handle, so it's even more snug now than it was before. I'm probably going to go back at some point and heat that and flare that out a little bit so that slides in and out a little bit easier. Going in's easy, but I'd like to be able to just pull it out with one hand without having to, kind of lever on it like that. But anyway, let's set the knife off to the side here, the door. So basically all I did was I'd already drilled holes in this plastic, and I had sewn it up with a piece of cord. And so all I did was I took that cord out, and I wrapped a piece of leather around it and sewed through those holes, existing holes, with artificial sinew all the way down. Really simple, just pulled it tight so it formed really well to the plastic. And then I had all this extra leather hanging over the edge, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with it. And I thought, hey, well, I'll just cut it and make fringe. Well, if you just have a flap of leather that sticks out to here and you just cut it to make fringe, it really just doesn't look that great. I didn't like it. So I cut all that off, and then it dawned on me, hey, I've got some pieces of deer hide laying around, some real nice, thin, soft deer hide. How about I do this instead? So I did. Punched holes all across the edge, and then just took a little piece of deer skin and made a lark's head knot in each of the holes. If you're not familiar with what a lark's head is, you can Google it, you can show it. You can find somebody that will show you how to do it online. It's really simple. Basically, all you do is you take a piece like this and you double it, and then I ran the doubled end through the hole like that, and then brought these two ends back up in between that loop. That's as far as I can get with one hand. Sorry, I can't tie a lark's head with one hand, but my other hand is currently holding the camera. So that's the basic gist of it. I mean, look it up. It's a really simple knot. It's a really basic knot, and it gave me that fringe effect all down the edge of the sheath, which, I like it. I think it looks cool. It looks a lot more rustic, and you know what? It was fun to do. So Currently, I just got a piece of 550 cord for the neck loop. I'm going to get some leather to do that with, but this little piece right here was all I had on hand right now. So I went ahead and punched a hole here to run that through to hang it on this side, and then I punched a hole here and just ran the 550 cord through it on this side. I'm eventually just going to have the leather lace where it goes through here, and instead of all these knots, I'm just going to whip it together. So it'll streamline it. It'll make it look a lot cleaner. And that's what I'm going for, just, good, simple, clean lines. So yeah, so that's my neck knife and my new sheath for it. And put the knife back in there before I forget it's in the door. Just slides right in there. Back off so you can get a good look at it. For all you observant people, I'm always amazed at what people notice in my videos, like in the corner, and ask me questions about. That is actually a little bird's nest tinder bundle that I'm going to use later on today, working on my bow drill fire after I stop this video. I'm just going to practice some of that on my lunch break here, which should be fun. I've never actually made one in a snowstorm, so I don't know if you'd actually call this a snowstorm. Everybody from up north is probably laughing at me, but this is as much snow as we get here in Alabama. So we'll see how that works out. So there's that. And also, I mentioned on my last video my Cold Steel Trailhawk that my wife got me for Christmas, and there she is in all her beauty, and the little simple leather case that I made for that. This one, I didn't have any snaps handy, so I just have a piece of leather lace that wraps around it that it's sewn on with. And then after you unlace that, which I will do here as quickly as I can. After you unlace that, this back strap here, you just grab it, and it just pops up over there. It's got some stretch to it, so it just pops over, and the whole thing slides off, just like that. Real simple, real easy. Already got some good markings because I have been using this thing quite a bit. Edge is holding up really well. It's light. It balances excellently. It throws pretty well. I've only thrown it a couple of times. I don't do that a ton, but I actually use the hammer on this to punch the holes in that sheath that I just made. So I use that hammer and my leather punch to do that with. I really like it. It just really adds a lot of versatility to my bushcrafting kit, and it's just a fun tool to have around. So just thought y'all would get a kick out of that. Thought y'all would like it. There's my little leather case, simple, and so yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, and thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.